Entrenched poverty is always very hard to cover, and we weren't even covering entrenched poverty, but of course in Haiti, the poverty is so entrenched that it actually affects the story and the storytelling.
Mhm.
I think there was a big effort immediately to think like, how do you get all these kids out of here? But I don't think you can rescue children. You can't like take children out of a country that needs to actually rebuild, and like that's not a solution. So yeah, it was very difficult. It was really, we were there doing a documentary that was called Rescued, which looked at a bunch of children who were in an orphanage led by a couple of Americans, and then we were of course there reporting as well. And I used to have a lot of arguments with my producer at the time, around is adopting children good? Is it bad? I mean, we used to really have some great debates about how do you think about kids in these communities, because of course the American story was go in and get the kids out. And pretty quickly when you're there, you realize that that's not a thing. That's not really doable. And also the State Department doesn't allow. It's not like I think the year we were there were 1,200 children who left Haiti. It's not a big your dog. It's not a big number of kids who are leaving Haiti anyway. So we were trying to figure out how do we tell this story about what Haiti needs. Maybe the better strategy is to adopt the moms, right? Because like a lot of orphans in Haiti are not what we would consider to be orphans at all. They
Mm.
they have they have parents who love them and who would love to take them back. They're just too poor to take care of them. So yeah, Haiti was a very interesting and chaotic and strange story. At one point, we went to cover an event which the president of Haiti was having in Port-au-Prince, and it was up to kind of the top of this big hill. And people were there wearing the most amazing ball gowns. I mean, I'm talking $5,000, $7,000 dresses, like and you're and basically stepping over people in order to get into the presidential palace. It was just crazy,
Mm.
and the corruption, of course, is very difficult. So working in those circumstances and reporting in those circumstances and telling those stories, and also sometimes like arguing with people in a language you don't speak, trying to get them to give you permission was to get in, was very hard.